many of the teachers, the administrators, and the districts we worked with knew that online learning was the number one method of teaching because of the visual aspect, the voices of connecting with those teachers they've spent 8 hours a day with for several months prior. But for many families, that wasn't a reality. And many of the homes didn't even have a one-to-one device aside from a phone of a parent. So we immediately realized that physical resources, books, school supplies, art supplies, STEM activities, and education materials were needed. And we needed to coordinate with the schools to understand what they needed, the lessons they could create from these packs, if it was a similar title that every fourth grader got, and then how to get them into the hands of students as fast as we could.
And, how much money have you raised so far?
So far with this initiative, we have raised over $150,000, and we are surveying all of our alumni school. And Prince George's County is one of the most active counties we've been in, along with the state of Maryland and the DC area. So since 2006, we have impacted more than 54 students in the Prince George's County Public School District. We've done over 12 what we call makeover projects, where we think of school extreme home makeover, but school edition, when we go in and we design spaces that are right for the students, the teachers, motivating and inspiring, and chock full of modern resources and technology. And then certainly last, but not least, most important right now, we get resources into the hands of students. So every project we do at the school, we make sure students take home books and other education materials so their pipeline of learning can continue once they walk out of the school's doors.
And you're raising money, it's for the school supplies, for tablets, correct?
Mm-hmm. So we are raising money in two different ways: for one-to-one devices, as well as what we call the education resource packs that include those physical resources. And those resources are needed in every school district that we've been a part of that we consider alumni. Many school districts across the country right now, and Prince George's included, are getting and prioritizing one-to-one devices for their high school students first and their middle school students next, because they know that these students are already familiar with technology at home and one-to-one devices, and that they can self-regulate their learning if they don't have a teacher in front of them. The elementary grades we're seeing across the country and even in Prince George's County are not receiving the one-to-one devices unless the school district is very resourced, and in some cases they are. We're also helping with Navajo Nation in the Four Corners region, and that is a whole different scenario because 50%, 30 to 50% of the students lack electricity and water in their homes. So we're providing solar lights so the children don't have to do homework with a flashlight, and then basic PPEs, including masks, hand sanitizers, and wipes.
And, I know you talked about some of the efforts in Prince George's County, but can you talk about your efforts in Maryland, as a whole?
Absolutely. So while Prince George's is one of our biggest footprints in terms of alumni school, and a great district that we work with on a yearly basis in terms of what we call, again, those makeover projects, the physical transformations of a school library or a gym, and or most recently at Parkdale High School, we created a career and college access center last year, where students can come and imagine what they want to do in life, whether it's higher education and or a trade or a VOTEC school. So we also work, as you have mentioned, throughout Maryland, and Baltimore is another very concentrated area for our alumni schools and a great district that we're diving deep with. In Baltimore, we've already responded to 3 schools working on our 4th and 5th with resource bags to every student in those elementary schools. Thanks to our friends and partners at Under Armour and other community groups within Baltimore. Prince George's County, we're in discussions with Keller Williams, with the school district, and even the Prince George's County Council as well, as to how we can respond appropriately. Collectively in Prince George's County, we have, between the schools and the Boys and Girls Club, we have distributed more than 3,000 packs to students. And so these packs are, like I said, very robust. They retail value would be at least $75 with 2 to 4 age appropriate books, school supplies, art material, STEM supplies, and more, because we know that kids right now are likely not going back to school, whether it's Prince George's County or Baltimore City Public Schools. They will not see the end of the year in a classroom. So between when shelter in place started with the state of Maryland until now, and then beyond to the end of summer, that's 6 months of learning without appropriate resources and in-person instruction. So we're very concerned about the sliding of academic skills and what we call the summer slide as well, if they don't have resources.